Hello, and welcome to my guitar lesson for Gabrielle. This is a great tune. Can't believe I didn't think to do this sooner, but hey, I want to do stuff that people actually want to learn how to do. And this was a lovely request, so thank you very much for requesting this. The actual meat of the song, thankfully, is nothing too complicated. We've got, what is it, like 5 or 6 chords? Something like that. Yeah, probably 6 chords. And then there's one weird thing at the end, which I'll do that. I'm going to basically do the whole song, the meat of it, like the verses and the chorus, and I'll tackle that thing at the very end that I want to talk about, the very last chord. And then I'm going to do the solo, and the solo is the real catcher in this song for us guitar players. Great tune all around, though. So this is the verse. So we've got a B minor, a D major, a G major, and that's G. I'm pretty sure this is how we play it. You could play it like this. You could have that major third in there. I just prefer to do it like this. But yeah, if you want to do it like that, and then we go to an E minor. And in terms of how you're gonna play this and the transitions between those chords, you're gonna want to do this. You're gonna want a heavy muting kind of feel, like, you know, there's like muted down and like open accented up, right? If you're new to this kind of thing, you're gonna want to practice doing that. I would just like, don't even try and switch chords yet while you're doing it. If you're new to this kind of strumming thing, then just try picking it and just be like, you know, make sure to accent the lower notes. But yeah, that's the basic feel of pretty much all of these chords throughout the whole song. Except for well, we're getting to the chorus, but the transitions between these, so it doesn't just go. It doesn't just do that. What he does is he throws in these other notes. So for the B minor, it's the C sharp, the what is that, 4th fret of the A string, and then he goes to the D major, and then what he does for this is he adds that classic rock suspension on the D major. So I was just okay, and then we go to the G major. Again, you can play it like this. And the transition here is just, again, another classic rock moves going down to the 2nd fret on the G to the E minor. And I don't think there's any real transition on that one. He basically just, and then he goes back to the B minor, does that again. That's pretty much the verse, right? There's probably some super minor variations on the original recording, but that's just the meat and bones of it. If you want to, you know, if you want to change it up ever so slightly, then be my guest. Like, I'm coming up with stuff. But yeah, if you want to do that, then go ahead. There's another thing at the end of the on the last verse I want to talk about, but we'll get into the chorus verse. So this one's just more open, just straight up like. You know, we still got that like kind of intense strumming pattern, but you know, you're pretty much going open on this one. So that's just B minor, A major. You could play it either way. I'm not quite sure what he's doing on the original recording. To me, it just feels better to do the ACDC A, where you're basically fretting the. You've got the major third, and you're muting the high E. So with the part of your finger. You could also do, you know, regular open A with the high E there. And then we've got a G. Again, you can play this however you want. We got an E minor. Second go around, he goes B minor A, G, then we go to F sharp minor, and the first time he does it, he does that kind of thing, right? And then we start out, we do that whole thing again. We do it, and the last time he does that, F sharp minor in the chorus. He kind of does that. Well, definitely the first chorus anyway. I think he does in the last chorus too. Second one, he just kind of when they're about to go into the solo. Anyway, and it's the same chords for the chorus underneath the solo, by the way. So that's pretty much, that's the verse and chorus. So we go through another verse, another chorus, we go to the solo. On the last verse, there's some effects going on. He's got like a tremolo effect going on. I don't have a tremolo pedal, so whatever. You don't need one. But yeah, it's basically the same idea. He makes that suspension. This is what he's doing on the last verse. He makes that suspension on that D major a little bit more pronounced instead of just. He makes it a lot more. So yeah, and then he goes to the G major. Then when I hear him doing this, something like that going up here. He's either playing a sixth or a perfect fourth. Or maybe he's playing all three of them. He's playing like a minor triad there. But I hear him going. So that's just on the G and high string. And then he goes to the notes of the E minor. That's what I hear him doing in the last verse. And then the very end of the song. So after we do the go through our last go around on the last chorus, we go to the F sharp. Then he does this. At least I'm pretty sure he's doing this in the real recording. He definitely does this live. You see he's pulling off on that B minor. Then he does this. So that's 2 downstrokes on that. Mute afterwards. You don't want to go. You don't want to go. You want to go. And then power chord F sharp. So don't play the full. It's just a power chord. So. And then. So this is where it gets a little weird. When they play it live, he just ends it on a B minor chord. Plays like the inner notes, the A, D, G, and B strings, right? Not really either the high E's, but he plays a B minor. You could play that higher note if you wanted to. You could play that if you wanted to, but like that's the essence of what he's playing, right? He's probably doing that in the original recording, but maybe I think what I'm absolutely hearing is this. I'm hearing a B minor chord, but instead of this fret on the G, I hear an open G. But I hear all the other 3 notes of these inner strings. So, and then open G, and then third on the B. That's what I hear. What might be happening that's just screwing with my ears is that there's one guitar that's playing this, and maybe there's like another chord, there's like another guitar that's like, or like maybe there's like a feedback of a G note or something. So maybe there's like, and playing at the same time. That could be what's happening. So if you want to throw in that chord when you're playing it live, you can. But when they play it live, they end it on a B. Me, I could go either way. I do kind of like the sound of that. But it's a personal preference, really, over anything else. So, we got the solo. So I want to clarify something. I was going to play along with this with the wah pedal. But the way I've got things set up right now, it's probably not going to work out that well because I'll be away from the camera. I do kind of want to, but keep in mind that the wah pedal and delay are a big part of this solo. I'll put on some delay. But yeah. So we're gonna start out here. All right. So that's all right. So. basically following, this is B minor, of course. You're basically following the pattern of going forward in the scale and then coming back. Basically just doing that, moving up in the scale, basically pentatonic scale. And then, first time he goes around, he does this. So he's sliding up on, what is that? This 11th, from the 9th to the 11th on the G, and then while he's playing that, he goes... adding some crazy vibrato while playing the 10th on the B. And then he does basically the same thing again, except he ends it differently. So you see what he does there? He goes... So instead of going... he goes... I hear an open... I definitely slowed it down. I hear an open B string in there. And we got a big 1.5 step bend there. So that's up here. And then he goes back down. And then we go on the 12th of the E. High full step. Well, yeah. All right. You want to release that real quick. All right. And then he goes, he revisits that idea from earlier of doing this. And then he does that for a little bit, and then he kind of releases into this. So this is like a pull-off pattern, pretty basic rock pattern. So you're going to hold this note on the 9th of the D while you're basically doing this. All right, so pulling off while holding that. Except it sounds more like that. So and he speeds it up as he goes through. So it gets kind of chaotic in there, and then. He does that 5 times. Then after the 5th time, he does this. He does that kind of pull-off thing. It's literally just those 2 notes. And again, he's got the wah and stuff going on. Then I believe at this point he turns on a phaser. That I can turn on. And he's basically, at least I think he's turning on a phaser. It seems like he's using a lot of effects in the song. Oh, I mean, why not? Why not put on a phaser as well? He could just be going really fast on the wah pedal. Whatever. But he basically does this. He starts playing these harmonics, right? So if you don't know your harmonics, it's we're pretty much staying, exclusively on the 5th and 7th frets here. So you don't have to worry about like on the 4th fret or anything, where you have to be a little bit more like precise. or something like that. You still have to be precise with harmonics, but you know, with all these effects and distortion going on, it definitely helps out sustaining them. So we're gonna start out. So after this lick, after the. So yeah, on the 7th, B, E, then E on the 5th to B, then over here to the 7th on the B. And he just kind of goes and fools around on the 7th. You can kind of fool around with which harmonics you play there, as long as you just keep track of time with, you know, your band as they are about to go back into the last verse, and basically just don't play for too long and forget that the solo is about to end. That's basically what I'm saying there. And then as long as you end on the B note, which can either be on the 7th of the E or the 5th of the B, or you can play both of them at the same time. It's got kind of a cool sound. But yeah, as long as you end on that note. And I don't see Diener use a whammy bar ever. So I don't know how he's doing that vibrato. I think maybe he's not doing vibrato. Maybe he's just like shaking his guitar back and forth. I'm sort of like, you know, manhandling the bridge of mine, you know. Maybe it's just the phaser is messing with my ear and there's not really any vibrato. He's just holding it. Right. So that's basically it. So yeah, that lick is definitely like the big wow moment for this song, the beginning of the solo. It's really not that hard. I don't know if I totally got it right on this lesson. I believe I'm teaching it totally right, but I understand I'm kind of flubbing it because you gotta, you know, it's really not that. It's not that hard. You just gotta be precise with it. And turn stupid phaser off. Yeah, fantastic song. Love this one. Thanks for the request. I got a couple others from the same requester that I'll name them in the comments because I can't remember the name, but I'll name them in the description. I mean, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you got something out of this. Hope you start playing this fantastic song, and I'll see you later.